stations retreat.
Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And today, I'm going to be featuring the Tier 10 heavy cruiser that is Japanese Yoshino. Now, there is a good chance that you might be looking forward to get this ship for coal, and hence the reason why I have made the video, so that I will let you guys know that whether it is worth it for coal or not in 2025. Because Yoshino, I would say, is still pretty relevant for today's meta. And I'm going to be talking about the Yoshino and its basically strengths along the gameplay that you will see. And I will also explain that why I have taken these particular moves for the Yoshino. Now, the strength of the Yoshino is always going to be the HE spamming capabilities that Wargaming has given. With heavy HE and sap shells, which I would highly recommend only if you have played Yoshino a lot. Because your concealment can go pretty bad. It can go up to 13.7 kilometer, which is a bit rough for a lot of you players to digest. And but still, the HE spamming capabilities is already extremely good, but it can get to even better. And it has so good HE alpha with the heavy HE and sap shells that you basically gets almost the same HE damage as that you are shooting 406mm guns that you find on battleships. And you will find out that the dispersion of the Yoshino is also kinda good. But obviously, one thing that you should be really making sure that yeah, the Stalingrad and the Napoli, you have to stay angled because the armor is pretty vulnerable. And the way to play the Yoshino is to just simply angle yourself like this. And as you can see here, a lot of people started to shoot me, even that Yamato. So the reverse kiting position is probably the best. If you stay in this way, you will definitely be able to farm them at long ranges, no problem whatsoever. You have decent HP. If you don't take citadels, you will be just fine. And as you can see here, I can shoot the Stalingrad because he just decided to bow in. And then the Conqueror, I think he's shooting the Sun Yat-sen, which is understandable. But the Stalingrad has did a bad idea. It's a bad idea to basically angle like that. And you can see here, even though he's angled, I still be able to pen his deck because 50mm armor penetration of Yoshino is pretty impressive. Reload time, on the other hand, is also pretty impressive. So you have 16 point something reload time with the reload mod. And the dispersion can be a bit wonkier sometimes. And I'm still not able to get fires, which is kind of unfortunate. But in a kiting position, I don't think so it should be that bad, right? You can see here, I can still angle out pretty well. Consistently, that Napoli somehow decided to just play a bit weirdly. And since I got double fire, I might have to DCP. I got a fire on the Napoli because, well, that's the RNG that says that I will shoot and do damage to the fires. With the fires on Napoli, so yeah. But yeah, that's basically the playstyle that you should be expecting to do well in. If you are looking to find a ship that does push, I don't think so it's really worth it. You can see here, it's just about the HE alpha. That just makes a lot of sense for the Yoshino to shoot. And the John Bart is also doing bad stuff for himself. Like, if he stays like this, I can just simply spam him like this. And I get a fire, which it does have 29% fire chance, so it's pretty good in that regard. Your firing range is also pretty impressive. And as long as the enemy team pushing like this to you, I don't think so you will have any issue whatsoever. You also have extra heals that you don't find on cruisers typically. Like you have like 5 heals base if you use Superintendent, which you don't find usually on cruisers. Like usually cruisers with Superintendent get 4 heals, which I also is one of the things that I really like about the Yoshino. So Yoshino, it's all about just kiting away and just farming them in this way, the way I am doing. And it's also pretty good in that, like 6.1k, even though the armor is a bit saturated. The gameplay might be boring a bit here, and could be a bit sometimes rough if there is a battleship that has 430mm guns. They will start to overmatch you, but even then, I don't think so it's too bad. I mean, you do have a lot of HP, which you can use to your strengths. That John Bart is obviously kind of pissed the way I'm farming him, but he did position himself a bit in a worse way possible. I got 5 pens, which is pretty good. And you can see here that at least in the course of 5 minutes, I still racked up some damage, which is not too much, but it's not too bad either. Look at the down bar. he decided to bow in, and dispersion is sometimes can be a bit weird because it's not exactly cruiser dispersion, it's battle cruiser dispersion, but I don't think so it's too bad either. You just simply play it like this, and you can see here that you can just do fine, not super fine, but just do fine. The only thing that Yoshino suffers is once you started to see some higher caliber battles, and finally we get a fire. Like it's a third fire, which we are lucky to get this time. And unfortunately, that John Bart decided to DCP the fire, and then he just pushed forward, almost speed juke over all the shells, which is not good. But this can happen from time to time. And as you can see here, we are just basically slowing down and move forward, and we just swarming literally that John Bart, who decided to just bow in and just get spotted like this. And we got a permanent fire. Finally, I think the archer fish is there. Oh, okay, that's a citadel. You see? Now, that is something that you have to be very careful of. Like, you have to like really get angled to be able to not take a huge damage. But I think the John Bart is definitely bound to be dead. I don't think so he will survive this. And I got the fire. Oh, sorry, I got some damage, and he's dead. But you can see here, this is what a typical playstyle of Yoshino looks like. It's not something that's gonna win your hearts. It's not something that just make you feel good. But if you're thinking of buying Yoshino, I think this is the particular playstyle that you should expect in order to perform well. If you're thinking of pushing, I think this is not something for you. This is not the ship that's gonna be worth it. As you can see here, that the Conqueror is also HE spamming us, which he's doing pretty right. Oh, and the Dalarna gets spotted. Pretty understandable. The Conqueror shot suck again, and I got 7.9k damage. And this time Dalarna gets spotted, and he started to take on the Archerfish. Getting spotted by Archerfish, which is a problem, because I got 3 shells on this guy. And I think this Conqueror is still farming me like crazy. I'm gonna pop the Hydro, because if I don't, there might be torpedoes coming, and I think he might die, that Archerfish. It's entirely possible. Oh, these are the torpedoes. And the booster's taking those drops, right? He eaten a 1 drop, which is unfortunate. The Conqueror is still deciding to push. And now it's a time that we have to be careful from the Yamato, because the Yamato is reversing. And if he looks at us and he shoots the guns, I think we're gonna get nuked. This is something that you have to be very careful. But you can see the reload time is pretty good. The guns are on the other side of the Yamato, so we shouldn't be having much issue. The Conqueror decided to farm the booster, which is understandable. We pop the heal, because I fear that the Conqueror might be a bit too much of a problem. But yeah, that is what Yoshino really looks like. If you want to just play Yoshino like this, then it's good ship. Otherwise, it's not really that good. Don't get me wrong, you can still have really good guns with AP as well. And that Yamato is still looking at someone else, which is good. And now Conqueror is shooting HE. So yeah, HE could be a problem if Conqueror shoots SS back, because, you know, the problem with the fire duration, that it's like, it does have like really long duration of fires. So something that I don't want to see. And the Conqueror is gonna turn out. So what we gonna do here? We're just gonna send the torpedo. No, the Conqueror, I think I can send the torpedoes. I think he might not know, but I just literally forget that the torpedoes of the Yoshino are also very good in catching that guy off guard. So we will send the torpedoes like this. If he just, but unfortunately that's the problem again. Yoshino does not have really good firing angles, for example. But yeah, any broadsiding. Now you might see the power of Yoshino guns. Yeah, there it is. There. Oh, the torpedoes are coming. We might eat one, which will lead us to the flood. And we are pretty low in HP. Honestly, we're pretty low in HP. Yeah, we might die. Yeah. But I think the Conqueror might die too. Because, yeah, we might die. Because of the fire that Conqueror somehow managed to get. But we're still able to do like 178k damage. It's not too bad. It's a game that I want to showcase you that the Yoshino can perform pretty well. It's just that I don't have the heals very fast. Unlike the Azuma that can have the faster heals, In 40 seconds, it can get the heal back, which I was not able to get that so. And yeah, the Lana Flood actually has killed me literally, like, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the game of the Yoshino. That's how you typically play Yoshino, and you can push in later on if you want to. I did that against Conqueror. Yeah, I will go to the team score and will show you the results.